Alright, hello, my name is Daði. I'm a local black belt under Bruno Matias and Hobson Barbosa. Teach at an academy called VDC. We're close by, and you're welcome to join us whenever you want. Alright, so today we're going to talk a little bit about guard control, a little bit about guard recovery, and then we're kind of connect the two. This is the first time I'm teaching this material in this fashion, so I'm a little nervous, but I hope you'll live with that. And I'm going to teach it in a manner that I'm not used to. So I'm going to teach it in a manner that takes more time, but hopefully will help you guys get more into it, take more away from the class. So we're going to do short rounds, and a lot of them, and let's get into it. So before I go into anything, I want to talk about just the posture of your guard. So if anyone here have seen Priet's grilled chicken? Yes. Yes. So if anyone's seen that, it's a very, very good place to start with your posture in your open guard. So your knees are apart, your feet are pointing, and your knees are pulled towards you. Your feet are pointing at your opponent's chest, if I can borrow a. So, because a lot of people, they drop their feet, they play from here. I saw Priet's DVD. It makes so much sense to keep your feet up. If you're pointing up and he goes to grab your feet, it's a lot easier to gain the inside of his arms. If you keep your feet down and he goes to grab, it's a lot easier for him to get the pin. If I go too high with my feet, it's a lot easier for him to get under and start to stack me. So we kind of get into that chest area where we point at his chest here. I keep my knees close to me. You can hug your legs, you don't need to, but your arms are hovering around your legs here. Alright, so I want you to keep this in mind through the whole class, because we're going to try to stick with this through everything we do. One more thing. If you always keep your knees close to you, the only time you're allowed to extend your legs is when you have some form of push-pull. So that might come in the form of like me pulling against his collar and pushing against his arms. It might be a spider guard where I'm pushing and pulling on the sleeve, whatever. We'll go into that as we go, but for now, just try to remember that rule. Alright, so I'm going to show you guys 3 grips that you can use, and we're going to assume that we're only able to get one grip. So when I play guard, I might want to go like straight away, like to play from here. But from here I have 4 controlling points. It's very, very unlikely that I'm going to get all of them at once. So I might have my preferred perfect grips, but it's very unlikely against a good opponent that I'm going to be able to get them just as soon as I want. So when we're looking for control, we're going to take what we can, and we're going to use it to build up what we want. So for the 3 grips we're going to talk about, that's a sleeve grip, pant grip, and then the collar grip. And I'll show you guys how and why we take those grips, and then I'll show you how we can control only with those grips, with nothing else, and how we can use that to set up what we want. So for the first one, we're going to go into the sleeve grip here. Now, how do we control with only one sleeve? It's hard. It's hard to get into if like you're trying to imagine it. So if I'm here, I might have a push-pull on the bicep, but there's nothing stopping him from just pushing my leg out here. So I might go, okay, well then maybe I step on the hip. But it's easy for him to just step back, push my leg out. Yeah, or that. But if you step this like, yes, and then push my leg down. So we need to find a way to kind of keep him stuck to me while we're moving and trying to get a grip with this arm and control with our legs. So once I get this control here, I'm going to throw in kind of a short recovery lasso thing. So what I do is I'm going to pull the arm to me and I'm going to step on his shoulder. So I weave out and over to step on his shoulder. Now the classical lasso is to throw the leg through. Here, it's not what we're going to do. If I'm here and he jumps to that side, it's very hard for me to stop him unless I go framing with this arm. But remember, we only have one controlling arm for now, grip. So I'm just going to step on his shoulder, And for now, just for the first part, I want to make sure that you guys are not losing this arm. So I want his arm kind of buried inside my hip or my pocket. I'm turning my palm to the sky, and I'm keeping it stuck here. My elbow is glued to my side. I step on his hip, because a lot of people, they fear kicking him, so they push the arm and then step over. I want to keep him towards me, and I step over here. Now, he's just going to move just a little bit around. He's going to back up. He's going to move a little bit to the right, a little bit to the left, and he's going to try to pull that arm. And I just want to, you can have a little conversation, or what you did, if I'm always losing the arm, and Silpup is able to keep it, he's going to fix it for me. I can ask him, just switch on your own, just get this. So I'm here. When I would get this is, as he goes for his grips, I'm able to go for the sleeve. So most people, they engage with their arms. So they go for the grips on the feet. As soon as he goes for that, I'm searching for a grip on the sleeve. So as I get it, I try to get both. If I can get both, awesome. Like, I can go into my control. But we're only able to get one. So as soon as I try to grab that one, he's pulling it back. So I kick through, I go over, and I step. From here, he tries to pull it, he tries to push. I just keep it married to my hip, not let him get anywhere. And remember, this foot isn't doing anything, so I keep it close, pointing at his chest. All right, so do that, then we're gonna add a little bit onto it, and we do it again. Once I get the grip, I shoot my leg in, and now, what we're gonna take a look at is him coming to the side. So what most people do is they see a free side over here, he might grab my foot, I'm not allowing him to push down, I keep my knee towards me, but I have this leg on his shoulder. So as he walks that way, I can just add a little pressure, and he's just gonna take me for a walk. So again, he walks to this side, I add a little bit of pressure on the shoulder. Not so much that I'm pushing him away. Remember, I don't want this arm to get away from my hip. So I keep him here, he walks to the side, just a little bit of pressure, and I'm able to pull myself so I'm squared up here. I keep my knee close to me, always pointing at the chest. So we're just gonna add that one, and then we'll add more. Hey, sit up. So, we're here, he starts to go for my legs. As soon as he does, I'm ready to start gripping. But I'm able to grab, as soon as I grab one, he pulls the other away. It might be, like, I might get this one, and he pulls that one away. That's fine. I do the same thing. Sorry about that. I step on the shoulder, he starts pulling, I keep it tight. Here, I keep my leg close to me. If he starts going that way, I add a little bit of pressure to keep centered up. And now, the other way. So, come back. So as soon as he figures out that he can't walk this way, he's gonna walk to the other side. That's what everyone does. Here. And there are steps to it. So for the first one, if he comes back, for the first one, I'm gonna block just by opening up my knee. So when I open up my knee, I create a little bit of barrier for him to get past. So as he goes, I open up, and that, if he continues a little bit, that kind of pulls me with him. But it's not perfect. So you come across people who are very determined to get to that side. So he walks and he gets past that barrier. Once that happened, I'm gonna extend my leg. So I take my lasso out and I extend to kind of hook his body. With that, I'm able to pull myself close, and I can pull my leg in again. If I extend my leg away from me, if he grabs it, and he just grab the pants, he walks that way, and I go to hook him. Now he can jump over my leg. So he can pull my leg to him, he can jump to the other side, and I just open up my guard to the other side. So avoid the temptation to follow him with this leg. I have no push-pull with this leg, so I'm just gonna keep it close to me, pointing at the chest. So again, I'm here, stepping on the shoulder, he tries to pull, doesn't work, he tries to walk that way, a little pressure, walks the other way, open up my knee, maybe he goes back. I step on him again, he goes again, he's more determined, so I go out, I go back, and I step. All right, lift it up. All right, so obviously if I were competing or training or just rolling with someone, I wouldn't hang out there forever. This is just me keeping him at bay while I'm trying to look for other things. So I need a grip with my other arm. When I see the opportunity, I'm gonna take it. And then I can like take my leg out, start doing other stuff. So I'm not gonna hang out there forever. It's just me keeping my opponent at bay until I can continue. So that's gonna be our sleeve grip. Remember, we talked about 3 grips. The sleeve, the pants, and the cross collar. So we're gonna look at them all. I think this one was the one we're gonna spend the most time on. The time that we just spent on it. But we have to know them all. And then of course there are other grips we can work with, like Halldór, he did lapel class. And of course, if I can't find anything, I can open up a lapel, I can grab that and start working with that. But that's more of an advanced thing. Now, if Silpad backs up a little bit, now he's going to engage. And I know for a fact that Silpad, he doesn't engage by leaning forward and grabbing the legs, because he knows that I'm going to grab him. So what he does is that he leads to the hip here. So he steps forward with a leg, and he kind of leads through the hip instead of putting his arms in the way. So when he does that, I'm gonna say, okay, I'm just gonna grab. So I prefer to grab the pants. You can't control the ankle, but for now, because I don't have any form of like push-pull or rotational control on the leg, grab the pants. It's a stronger grip. All right, from here, we don't have any push-pull with our legs. So we keep our legs closed, at least this one. Now, this one has a job. You might wanna think about De La Riva. But since I don't have any other control, him pushing that De La Riva hook away is just too easy. So I don't actually need the De La Riva. You can put it in, you don't need it. What I'm instead gonna do is I'm gonna create a little bit of a push-pull. I'm gonna cover his knee with my knee. So I'm gonna be at the kneecap or just below here. I'm gonna put my heel down, and this is my control here. So I'm stopping him from pressuring in. If I put my knee down, he's going to push in, and he's going to smash a little bit into my guard. So I'm going to lift my knee just a little bit, clamp my heel, and I pull with my arm. I push just a little bit with my leg. So I have a little bit of push-pull here. He starts pushing. Now it's no problem. The other thing is if he opens up, but that kind of boils down to the same thing. If I keep my leg up here, when I'm doing this, it's easier for him to just grab it and kind of drag it to this side. So that's why I put my heel down. So I'm just going to cover this leg. I keep this one close to me because I don't have any push-pull. So I'm still playing the normal guard on this side here. So he starts walking, starts backing up, anything, and I just keep with him here. All right, so just pressure on that leg, and we'll talk about this one just in a little bit. All right, turn up. So what about the other leg? Now, this leg, it has to play a defensive role. Or it has to be kind of snug and safe. So the 2 main things people do is they grab it, they either push down and step over, so like kind of in a head first position, just sit on my ankle here. They do this, and from here they have knee slides and leg weaves and whatnot. So, and the other thing is, if I keep it dangling, he might leg drag it to the other side here and step in for that. So we have to keep this pressure on. While I'm doing that, I keep my knee close to me, and just me pulling this knee constantly to me. If he grabs it and starts sitting over it, it's going to be very, very awkward. And you see how far he stepped? So if he steps that far to get over that, I get his foot, and I'm able to go into X-guard sweeps. So that's not recommended for him. So just by keeping my knee close to me, I'm able to kind of make it awkward for him to step over it and pin my leg. But if my leg is out here, he steps over it now, my knee, look at the space between my knee and myself, this makes it easy for him to step over. So keep that knee close to you. Now, in this position, I would like to keep my leg just a little more down than usual. Remember I talked about pointing it at the chest? I would like to keep it just a little bit down. If I'm holding it up here, it's easier for Seopal to kind of clear his hip when he drags it. So if I'm down here and he goes for a drag, it's harder for him just to clear that hip. So I like to kind of go down low with it. And but with that comes a responsibility of always being close with the knee, because if I go down, it's easier for him to step over it. So we have to do those things together. So if I'm keeping my leg down, I have to be pulling. So again, I'm keeping everything tight here. He moves around, he grabs my leg, he tries to drag. I go, haha, sucker. He pinches, tries to step over. He makes a fool of himself. He steps over again. I might go, thank you. And he goes back. So just adding that detail. So any questions so far? I see a lot of people laughing. Don't know if you're laughing at me or laughing at the silliness of it.
Because you said haha sucker.
Yeah. Alright, so again, very important that you understand, once you get that single grip, you're not planning on staying there forever. This may be buying me 2 seconds while I do my work. So I'm just trying to stay safe while I go for another grip. So the last grip we're going to take a look at is the collar grip. So a lot of times people will enter with their arms, and as soon as I go for a grip on the sleeves, he pulls the arms back, and he's just fighting this way. So I need to progress. If I can't get the pants, he's keeping his legs away, I can go for the cross collar. So when I do that, I kind of rock. I like to put my elbow on the floor. I don't come all the way up on it, but just to help me come up and grab a deep grip on the collar. Now, once I pull him down, I'm going to try to get to the inside of his arms. And we'll talk about that in later in this class, but I'm trying to step like bicep grips here, bicep steps for the spider guard. So once I'm here, this is going to be our drill. I'm going to keep tight, try to put your elbow in your pocket, and I'm just going to be following. So if he tries to circle with the arm, if he tries to move, back up, or come back into me, side to side, here. So this one is a little bit harder to make kind of a drilling series around, but it's the easiest one to get other grips around. So if you get that strong collar grip, you'll either get a sleeve grip or a pants grip straight away. So let's do that. Just step on the biceps, get the collar grip, and let's go from there. So that one is kind of the silliest one to drill, because you're kind of in a perfect spot with both your legs on the biceps and the collar grip. It's very hard to get there if your opponent is actually fighting you. But, so if I go for a collar grip, as soon as I go and I step back down, just react naturally. Look, arms, hands, grip, or pants. It's very hard for him to keep the other grips away from me. Very, because I'm breaking his posture. So his arms are gonna come down. I can get that, throw in a lasso, throw in a spider, I can go de la hiva. So as soon as I get that grip, if I get a strong collar grip and I start going to my back, it's gonna be very easy for me to get something else. But again, things can go awry, and we'll have to know how to react if we don't get anything. So this is just us trying to kind of prepare for the worst. All right, so now we're gonna do just a little bit of drill, just a small drill, just to kind of connect everything. So I'm gonna be here. The only thing he's gonna be doing is he's gonna step back, he's gonna step close to me, and he's gonna try to grab my legs. However he passes, I'm gonna react to it. So I'm here, I keep everything close, he comes in, boom, and I go here. He does maybe 2 or 3 things here. I keep close, and now I just let go. He comes back, he goes, yeah, maybe if he steps like that, I just the reaction of getting into it. Let's add one thing though. So as soon as you get into your control, whatever it is, you're gonna set it up and then you're gonna look for another grip. So when he comes in, maybe he goes, tries to bait me into the collar, I sit up, I pull him down, I'm here, boom, I got an ankle grip, and now I feel pretty solid. If he tries to go anywhere, he should be stuck. I think, okay, I won, you're a loser. And he goes again. So he goes here, I got a grip. If I get both, that's his bad. He pulls away, I go over. He tries to go for moves. As he does that, here, now I feel pretty solid. I have another grip. So we're just going, getting into setting up our single grip and then working into a strong form of control from there. As soon as you have it, don't mock him. But just reset. Just let go and reset. Do it again. All right, it's it up. Any questions? Does it make sense? Yeah. All right. So hopefully you'll be able to connect to this. All right. Now we're gonna take a step back and we're going away from the control. We're gonna check just a little bit of basics of guard recovery and how to maintain your position, and then we're gonna go. At the end, we're gonna add everything together into a big drill. So now, as I'm playing here, I keep my knees close to me. I saw a lot of people being lazy and dropping them down. Keeping my knees close to me, my head is up, I'm like a ball here. My feet are up. Now, when he starts to engage, I want my feet on the inside of his elbows. So you can think just my ankles on the inside of his elbows. So maybe if he grabs, this is my objective. And I want to keep it like this the whole time until I have some form of control and I can continue with my positioning. But for now, we're not allowed to grab anything. We're gonna try to work just with our feet. So, knees close to you. When he starts going, if my legs are up, he goes for grips. Easy, my legs are already inside. If my legs are down, he starts going for grips. Now I have to pummel. And that's what we're gonna be focusing on, leg pummeling. Because if I'm on the inside, he's gonna be letting go, and he's gonna be pummeling to get the inside. Now I have to pummel. He goes to the other side, now I have to pummel. So there are situations where it's easier when he grabs. It's easier for me to pummel under the arm here. And there are situations where it's easier for me to go over the arm. But I just want to get my ankle to the inside of his elbow. Now, tendencies to push away. We have to kill those. When I get the inside, don't do this. I'm not pushing him away. So as he grabs, when I get here, I'm just trying to be on the inside. Don't do this. Yes. So, if we do a little bit of an example, so he starts gripping and going for stuff. All right, so that's just my goal. Just keep the inside. Every time I have the inside, it's much harder for him to go for a pass. So if he grips and I have the inside, go for a Toriando. I control the inside, so I have some push against it. All right, so just that leg pummeling. Let's go. It's it up. Just depends on where your opponent's grip is compared to your ankle. Any questions with that? Have you, everyone has done this, like at back beaters in a warm-up. That's just what we're doing. It's just pummeling with our legs. That's the movement, just to get that inside. Now, I saw people were giving in to the urge of pushing a little bit away. It's normal to start with. Just as you go, try to kill that. You want to keep everything close. I cannot push until I have some form of grip. Now I can start pushing. Because if he does anything with it, it's easier for me to kind of cancel that out. Now, we're going to add just a little bit to it, and then we're going to do it again. We're going to do the same leg pummeling, But once he has some grips or he feels that he can do something, he's just going to push my legs to the side and step a little bit to the side. So he's not going to go full on pass because my objective is kind of early retention. So as he gains a little bit of yeah, just like that. I'm going to go from here to here, and I'm just going to use that to kind of come back. So I'm just kind of slapping his legs just to push myself back, get myself squared up, and I continue with my pummeling. So we're here, he gets grips, he goes to either side. Alright, so that can be either shin, just depending on how he's moving. So he can throw my legs, or he can hold and push. Be creative with it. Alright, it's it up. So that was just a little bit of a recovery, just a taste. Of course, there's a lot more. Like if he gets further to my side, I'm gonna have to frame, kick my leg over, turn back. If he goes kind of behind my hips, like we talked about in my class on Tuesday, I'm gonna have to turn my hip and then step over to get back. He might go a bit under my legs. So if he grabs here and pushes, I'm gonna have to like kind of stiffen my spine, pummel back, and of course he can pass through my legs too. So there's a lot that he can do, and with time we would add more and more to it to connect to everything. But of course we only have this 1 hour, so I give you a taste of everything. Now we're gonna do a little bit of a drill, switching when I say, where you're going to start with nothing. He's going to be trying to grab your feet or enter somehow else. I'm going to be pummeling, I'm going to be framing, and I'm going to be looking for grips all at the same time. So please don't do this faster, or I'm going to ask my partner, if I can't keep up, please slow down. Your speed, the speed of your movement comes with your knowledge or your skill level, not the other way around. Your skill level does not come with your speed. So as I'm here, he's going to be grabbing, I'm going to be pummeling. Oh, I got a grip, so I step over. I got another grip, and now I feel I have good control, and I can start using this to set up whatever guard I want, or start setting up some sweeps. So we come again, he again starts pummeling, I got a leg, I got a collar, and now I feel like I'm strong and I can start doing whatever I want. If he is able to throw my legs by, I got a pants. Oh. Now I feel I'm strong and I can start doing whatever. So just get into a strong, where you feel is a strong guard, controlling guard, where you feel like you can start moving them around. You can start grip switching to set up whatever grips and guard you want. And from there we stop. So we're starting with nothing. We're working our leg pummeling and our kind of short retention. Just posting all those shins, turning back, and all the while we're looking for a grip. Whatever grip we find. We can go sleeve, collar, or ankle. All right, take it off. Remember, master guard, grab something as soon as you can. If he does, you react. Keep yourself safe. #1 rule. Knees to chest. Knees apart. Alright, this is actually looking much better than I would have thought after 1 hour. So congratulations. Are there any questions about anything we did today?
For the when you go for the transfer,
Yeah.
when you bring down the outside leg,
Yeah.
do you bother how far it goes? That's just past 90, or do you want to?
No, it's just
As long as it just brings it down.
yeah. As long as I just bring it down. It's just a matter of him not being able to pick it up. Anything else?
Yeah, good question. So the first thing you're going for is the sleeve and inside. And if they pass out, then you go for the.
That's just
Is it
kind of
progressive or
the
just
order of
whatever
what they do most of the time.
Yeah.
It's not a preference. It's just I do what is I grab what is available.
Okay.
I don't prefer the sleeve or something else. It might like it'll of course be preference just to your game, but for me, I just grab the first grip I can find. Just depending on how he grabs, because people they won't step in, try to grab, and then they see, oh, okay, and then they come back and do this. Oh, he's grabbing my pants, and then they go here, and then they do this. So that's not going to happen. So we can't just do that like in a sequence, but like you will find out which grip you prefer, and you're naturally going to try to gravitate towards that. Anything else? Yeah.
I kind of had a hard time when he grabbed my feet or
Yeah.
the lower shins instead of my knees. Is there?
That's normal. You just need to kind of learn how to deal with it, but it is normal. As soon as he like grabs my feet, it's harder for me to pummel. So if I'm here, but if that happens, I'm straight away like trying to grab so I can like pull and kick out, so I can get into it. If you're worried about it, as soon as he goes for it, like grabbing you, you can just like kind of kick out. There are a few people that I've trained with who are just like in a frenzy. Every time I go to grab, they're like, ah. It's so annoying, but at the same time, like I roll with them, and they do that, and I just think, oh, please stop that. But at the same time, like you can't ignore the fact that I can't get a grip. Like I'm not able to get a grip to control. So maybe do it in a more controlled way. But yeah, so if that's a problem, especially if you're rolling with someone who does it over and over again, just go just try to keep the grips away from you. But if it gets the grips, you wanna grab so you can push pull straight away and break the grips. All right, for our final round, fight. We're gonna go into. Now I feel like a nerd. And now I feel like a loser because no one. I got that. All right, so when I'm here, we're gonna now go into kind of connecting this into your game. So whatever you prefer to play, like I play a lot of Daði these days. I'm doing a lot of Lasso. But whatever guard you prefer, try to get there. And don't think like, let's say I want to get both sleeves. Don't be here and go, if he, and he pulls away and he steps in with a leg and I'm like, that's not what we're doing. Remember, we're taking whatever we can and we're working with that. So if I want double sleeves, maybe I go here. The Lasso is a very strong like transitioning control, so I can be here, go for it, and there I can get my control. Now, get into whatever guard you want to play, and get an attack in. So it can be a submission, it can be a sweep, doesn't matter. Just start with nothing, and build up to whatever is your favorite or whatever you play. Get in on an attack, and then go again. Ett, två, Don't just go willy-nilly into whatever. Does it make more sense now? Yes, that's a good answer. All right, so yeah, that's how I build. Obviously, I would try to teach this material over a few days, not in an hour. So kudos to you guys for doing so well in just an hour. Now, if you have any questions about anything, feel free to ask me whenever during the camp. I want a group photo, so please come over there.